IPL 2026, and we're off. 2 games, two 6-wicket wins, two jinxes broken in one night by Mumbai Indians at the Wankhede, and a man from a small town in New Zealand. And he smashes it. 3 wickets, and he silenced some big names. 2 games in, the season's ready. Let's get cooking. How you doing, boys? How you doing?
Welcome back.
Yes.
Hello, we
Yeah,
were missing you, mate. We were wondering where you were gone.
Oh man, drama. What did I miss? Oh, was it Arsenal? Oh, that's why.
International break, that was it. And then, but a start of a fantastic IPL 2026
Yeah,
weekend. Yeah.
Yeah.
amazing
So,
start.
let's go on the first game. So, defending champions RCB. I mean, they chased down 202, I think, in
One. Yeah.
16 overs. And Padikkal, is it? He came in as Duffy's impact sub replacement. Now, I know, Rohit, when we previewed um, the IPL, well, these two teams, RCB actually, you mentioned that you're not a fan of the impact. And is this one of the reasons why?
Yeah, I think because see, what's happening is with the impact player rules, you're gonna lose the all-rounders, right, in the game, and then it's very easy strategy now to bring extra batter, or if they're bowling second, bring extra bowler. Obviously, it doesn't help all the time, but it's like the whole idea of cricket is the 11 versus 11. It's more about 12 versus 12 now, and then you
Yeah.
can change any time. So, and then they can bring in their 12th player. I mean, they can change the impact player within this innings as well, like Sunrisers did when Payne came in at the last minute, right?
Yep.
So, and I personally not a fan of impact player rule.
Mm.
It degrades the
Yeah,
whole
because
all rounder skill basically.
yeah, and also, if you look at Duffy was brilliant for the bowling, and then Podikar came in, and then he obviously kind of really lit up the start of the innings, didn't
Amazing
he? I mean,
innings.
I think Kohli said that he was going to play attacking, but because the way he was playing, he just kind of just was taking it easy. I mean, he still scored a brilliant, half century plus, but as you said, it does change the dynamics really, and what you said before as well, it's quite strange really that this rule only seems to be exclusive to IPL and it's not on the international scene.
Yeah, it's like the wide. You can go for the review for the wide ball or
Yep.
as well in IPL. So obviously IPL is a franchise league, right? They can make the rules, they
Yeah,
can change it. So it's not an ICC
yeah,
accredited tournament, and I mean it's there, but it's not ICC rules. All the rules you have to follow. They can add their own rules.
yeah. So it's good though. I mean, nice impact. I mean, some exciting batting there. Ajay, did you watch the game or see the highlights?
Yeah, I was watching the highlights. I had so much expectations for Sunrisers Hyderabad. I mean, obviously, we and Rohit were talking about it in our IPL review about the likes of Abhishek Sharma. Then you've got Ishan Kishan, sorry, and Travis Head and Henrik Klassen as the top four. And then obviously Nitish Kumar Reddy came in as well. So I was a bit disappointed with the opening partnership. Again, I think Abhishek kind of continued where he left off in the World Cup T20, where he just
Mm,
struggled to kind of get going. I mean, 7 runs off of 8 balls. Where have we seen that before? We saw that a lot in the group stages, kind of within India. I mean, to be fair, he got a few ducks as well. But yeah, I mean, even Travis Head didn't have a great T20 World Cup either with Australia. Australia left very early. So it kind of showed in this game, to be fair. So, but Ishan Kishan, I mean, 80 off of 38. I mean, fantastic batting, really good, leading as a captain. And like I said, with T20, you only need that one person to have a good score to propel the score to 200. But again, for Sunrisers, I think 200 was just below par for that deck. I think they should have been looking at 240 or 250 even, because the way RCB chased it down was fantastic. Kohli just looked like a predator on the prow. I mean, he had a fantastic innings. Um, and there was also a good mention of Aniket Verma. I mean, he had a good knock as well, 43 off of 18. So that was quite good to see as well. But for Sunrisers, apart from Klaassen, no one else really got in to kind of kick it off, to be
yeah,
fair. So I think it was good bowling, to be fair, by RCB as well. I think that was one of the things, I think, Rohit, that we touched on as well was, like the likes of, obviously Bhaveshwar Kumar, would he be able to kind of lead that, attacking bowling attack for RCB? But, Jacob Duffy, he did really well. three wickets,
Yeah.
22 runs, and obviously Romario Shepherd as well, making 3 wickets. So I think RCB looked really good. I mean, to be fair, that was a very good bowling unit, and it was good to restrict Sunrisers to just over 200, and then the batting speaks for itself. I mean, there was a bit of contention though with the catch. I think Phil Salt made a fantastic catch to dismiss one of the Sunrisers Hyderabad, but then there was also some controversy. Yeah, and there was one on the boundary line which looked that either his foot might have touched the boundary rope.
It was very inconclusive. Umpire can't say not out to that because there was no evidence of him touching the boundary line, right? The padding. So there was no gap. There was no like push on that on the padding as well, and there was no conclusive evidence to say he touched the padding. So I think it was a fair judgment call from the ref, from the umpire.
Yeah, I think there were some people, some commentators saying that even Michael Vaughan was saying that they looked like there was a ripple on the boundary line.
I didn't see it. I didn't.
Different camera. Obviously, different camera angles look different, don't they? So you might,
Yeah.
sometimes when we see catches, and they're really low down and nearly like touching the field, you kind of look at it from one angle, you think, his hands are underneath the ball, but then other angles, it kind of looks like the ball's touching the floor or the pitch anyway. So it's one or the other. But I mean, it was a fantastic catch that he took for the other dismissal, and so that was a good start. Good start.
I mean, I just want to touch on that you talked about, Ajay, about Jacob Duffy. I mean, for me, again, Roy, please correct me because you are more of an expert, but it just seemed like he was just bowling a hard length straight at the stumps every ball. There wasn't much variation, but Head, Abhishek, and Reddy, they just couldn't cope.
They couldn't cope for the swing.
Yeah,
team. He was bowling.
I mean, what a great start! I mean, three I think 4 overs, 3 wickets.
Yeah,
23 runs. I think he conceded something like that. It wasn't a lot.
22. 22. So he hasn't had a great World Cup. But he was great form in 2025. Unfortunately, he didn't had a great World Cup. Luckily for us because we were playing New Zealand in the finals as well.
Yeah.
And to be honest, they could not cope with his swing and line and length basically. And he was bowling a test match bowling length and line. So it was amazing to see. I was thinking at that time, the wicket is very easy to bat on. So what's happening here? I think probably that was the reason Sunrisers started with Reddy as well to get that swing because Cummins wasn't playing. So they thought we can get the swing as well, the seam as well, but they didn't get it. So Duffy's spell was the actual breaker for if he didn't get those 3 wickets, Sunrisers could have posted like 250 plus against RCB. And that catch from Phil Salt off Ishan Kishan was the game-changing moment. Because if he didn't get the catch, it could have been another 25-30 runs on board as well. Although RCB could have chased it anyway, but it would put a little bit of pressure.
15 overs or something.
Yeah, 15 overs. Yeah, 15.4, 3 overs. But I think the first 3 wickets of really good Abhishek, Head, and Reddy. And I think it was wonderful for the match-winning spell, to be honest. And those 3 catches Phil Salt took. I mean, wonderful catches, wonderful.
Yeah, I mean, again, RCB are without their premium bowler, one of the best bowlers in the world, Hazelwood. So, know, when he comes back in, they're going to look like a force to be reckoned with. I mean, to be fair, I mean, I know we touched on a couple of teams, Rohit, and you and Ajit touched on a couple of teams as well, but, most of the squads are looking pretty strong, aren't they? I mean,
Go on, Rod.
Go on, Ajay. Go on.
No, we were reviewing this. Obviously, I think we probably maybe pointed out with Delhi or actually no, Delhi's squad was actually quite packed out quite well as well. I think there were only about maybe 1 or 2 teams that you can see some obvious weaknesses, whether it be kind of past their top 4 batting lineup or it might be their inexperience in the bowling or lack of spin. I think Chennai probably, I think for me was the one that I said probably might be a little bit lacking in power hitting. But they do look really good. I think this is going to be a fantastic season, and we've already seen 4 200 plus scores. So it definitely does show that the batsmen are playing a little bit more aggressive. They're trying to go from the power play. I mean, if we looked at obviously the Mumbai game with the Ajinkya Rahane. I mean, I think he looks like a totally different batsman. He was
Yeah.
playing more aggressive. So that's what obviously even Kohli looks. He's like he's never been out of form at all. I mean, he was playing some fantastic shots.
The way,
So the way that 69 from 38. I mean, he hit 2 sixes from almost like a push defensive stroke, and I don't understand how those balls went for six. Did you see that shot, Roy?
yeah,
Where it's basically just like almost
the
like it
two
was like
pulls,
a
right?
cover drive, but
Yeah.
yeah, it was such a
Yeah.
it was perfectly timed and hit perfectly on the bat that it went for six, and I thought fantastic. You know what? But I think the main difference between these two teams was definitely the bowling, like you said, obviously, and the way that I think RCB just executed the bowling better to restrict Sunrisers, and then Sunrisers bowling just wasn't that good quality enough to really hurt RCB and get the early wickets.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
see.
remember. Yeah, go on, Rohit. Sorry.
So I'm saying this is the reason I think the RCB started like a champion team. They want to retain the title. The way the Padikkal came in, the way Padida, like their captain came in as well. First ball six, smashing it. They wanted to show we are here to defend our title. The way they came, obviously it's very early days, the first game, but that's what you are setting the tone for that for the whole tournament. Say, we are here. We are here to defend it, and they do look strong. I mean, their whole of the game actually surrounds against Kohli. To be honest, if you see that, because Kohli is the linchpin, he's gonna be the main batter to the, and then everyone else can score quick runs. Like Phil Salt again, like he's I don't know what's happening to him as well. So he got out cheaply, like Abhishek Sharma, since the World Cup. So I think if you see, everything's gonna revolve around Kohli. He will be the one who can stay the whole innings. Everyone around him, we're gonna go score big runs. That's what they're gonna strategy be. And then they have good bowling. Once Hazelwood is back, they'll be amazing.
Yeah.
So, Rohit, back Kohli, but what format do you think's his format, or do you think he's all of them?
He's an all-time all format player. He's all format. He's amazing.
Yeah, he looks good in ODIs. He looks good in T20, and even Rohit as well. I mean, Rohit
I
Sharma.
know, we want to talk about the game.
Is a battle of Broker.
I'll come to that in a moment. But I mean, I don't know if you saw Gotti said something about in the press over the past 10 days or so that he kind of said he made a mistake about pushing Rohit and Virat at T20. Kind of. That was kind of really. He said he made a mistake.
But then they announced the retirement straight after the World Cup win. So
no, test match.
Oh, test match. Okay.
Yeah. No, he was just. I mean, we're talking about Rohit. I know we're veering off a little bit, but yeah. Right. So it's quite interesting actually. So I don't know if you obviously didn't hear that. So
I didn't hear that.
But yeah, but I mean, they're both looking in amazing shape. And Rohit, I mean, wow. I mean, everyone who's seeing him, they all say the same thing. Where have you gone? I've never seen him look so trim. I mean, there's hope for us, I think, Rohit. In our 40s, that we need to follow whatever he's doing in terms of the diet and looking at losing some pounds. But I mean, Sunrisers, they've still got Pat Cummins. I mean, that's one hell of a player to come back in. He's their captain as well. So I suppose the quicker he comes back in, the better for them as a bowling wise, because batting wise, they were pretty much decent. I mean, obviously hindsight showed that they fell short, but as you said, it was a great catch that got Ishan out, wasn't it? So that could have changed the game otherwise.
No, definitely, and that's what there's going to be, these fine margins that win these games. I mean, it's going to come down to obviously winning the games, but it's going to be down to also with net run rate, because if you think about teams, they probably are going to end up on the same points. So chasing down totals like how RCB did is going to definitely push their net run rate up, and that's going to help them obviously when it comes to their final league position. So yeah, that's going to be the fine margins, I think, definitely in this 2026 edition. But again, like I said to Rohit as well, it's going to be the bowling that's going to determine the T20 kind of results. I think if you've got a team that are very all-rounded, that have got a good bowling team, before that's going to make a difference. And we saw this as well with the second match between Mumbai and obviously with the KKR.
Yeah, so I'm going to come to that now. So you nicely got me into that. So, I mean, there are two jinxes that are broken today at Wankhede. So I think it's the first time that Mumbai have chased 220 plus, I think. And also the first time that they've won an opening game since 2013. So, it was
2012.
2012, yeah, there you go. And Rohit, he scored 78 off 38 balls, I think. So wow, he definitely means business.
Yeah, definitely mean business. I mean, I'm thinking like, do they need to come back to the T20 World Cup team next one? So what's gonna happen? Both of them, Rocco, are kind of they both sure, right? Old dogs still have some legs in there,
Old
right?
is
So
gold. Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
old is gold as well. So I mean,
I mean,
what
I
an
think on that
innings!
question,
Yeah,
Rohit, I mean,
yeah.
obviously India have won the World Cup, so and they won it without them. So it's obviously a good call that
No, no, no,
they
I'm just
retired
saying,
and
like,
move on.
so
Yeah, I
yeah,
mean,
because they
I would
retired, they
love to
won the
see them.
World Cup. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
But
squeeze
but
as much out of them as we can, I'd say.
yeah, but I think they've been super, both of them. I mean, Rohit's innings, wow, 205 strike rate. I mean, he set the tone early on, and Rickelton as well. Both of them were like, poof,
Yeah.
what's going on? What's going on? But hats off to Jinx as well. Like, I'm thinking the first two
Yeah.
games show like all the old dogs still fighting hard and then playing well in T20 cricket.
And he was
Rahane
only like,
is.
we consider him as a test match player, didn't we? That's where I kind of always see him. His format was more test match, but he started this IPL very explosively. So
I think he's underrated. I think Ajinkya Rahane, if you look at him for his
yeah, I
service for
think
India, I
so.
mean, he was a captain for India when they did the Border Gavaskar Trophy, and he
Yeah,
actually
in
won it.
Australia. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and he was left out of the side. Didn't make too much of a complaint about anything. Never kind of really went out in the media and made a commotion. He just stuck to his cricket, and he's been doing really well, I think, for KKR. And again, 67 off of 40, leading the kind of opening partnership. I think with Finn Allen, and Finn Allen, obviously, I think he'll get better. But I think obviously he showed in the World Cup what he's capable of. But again, 37 off of 17, that was really good. But I think the difference again when we look at this Kolkata Knight Rider total, I think 220. I think they were just about 20, 30 runs short. If I'm being honest, I think with that pitch and how they were going at a run rate of 12 and over. And Mumbai managed to kind of claw that back, I think, after like the ninth over, and between the ninth and the 13th, 14th over, they really restricted KKR, and they took a few wickets as well. And I think that's what really won the game, because if Kolkata made 240, I think they probably might have just edged it, because it was quite close towards the end for Mumbai Indians. But and obviously this Ankush Raghuvanshi as well. I mean, I love that name, Raghuvanshi. What a name!
Yeah.
But 51 as well for 29. So it just goes to show that you can get good innings from these players who you might not think will perform well. So I think Raghuvanshi had a good domestic cricket, and then obviously he top scored. He got 51, which really helped Kolkata over 200. And Rinku as well did okay for 33 for 21. But Kolkata's fielding in that second innings was quite terrible, to be fair. 2 drop catches, which again might have made the difference to the result. I think he dropped Rohit. I think one of the catches, I think they dropped Rohit, and I think the other one was Rickelton as well. So that was on the boundary.
Too expensive drops then.
Too expensive, yeah. And this is the thing with T20, you only get 1 or 2 opportunities. You got to take those chances, and fielding is going to be again another key thing. If your team is fielding well, they're going to win the game. If you're going to drop catches, or if you're going to leak, boundaries. Even if we went back to the Sunrisers game, I think Ishan Kishan was terrible for wicket keeping. I think he let a few. He let a few go through him.
Yeah.
Yeah. So and these are things. These 10 runs, 12 runs make a huge difference, because it showed for Mumbai. Mumbai only needed like 6. Oh, sorry, one off the last over. But had it been 20 off the last 2 overs, or 23 off the last 2 overs, it's a totally different game when you've got Tilak and
But do you think they were in control though? Because I mean, the batting, the Calcutta Knight Riders, their bowling is obviously slightly depleted. It's not, wouldn't put fear into them as much as kind of the other way around. Rohit?
Yeah, I think KKR, they're very unlucky this year.
Yeah,
Harshit Rana injured, Kashdeep injured, Pathirana is not there. And this is why I think their bowling lineup is very, very weak at the moment. Apart from Varun and Narayan.
He wasn't great either, was he?
It wasn't, but that's again, wicket was so easy, like we discussed Ajay last time, right? So if wickets are easier, it's going to be hard for Warren to contain the batters.
Well, this is the same stadium that India and
Nearly
England made
changed.
250. You know, yeah,
Nearly
exactly. So
changed
this is a
that.
500 run wicket.
Yeah.
This is, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They were 20, 30 runs short, Kolkata, because had they applied the same, you know, tactic that India did, then, you know, this means 240, 250 was available on this deck, you know?
Yes, very easy. But what's going on with T20? So are we making more batting friendly wickets? Are we gonna make some bowler friendly wickets as well? So it's not always the 4s and 6s, right? We want to see the tight games like 150 and like team chasing the last ball and then the last over for 150. I mean, that would be the good. But it's gonna be very hard. Look at with Jasprit Bumrah. How many he gave away 35 runs as well in 4 overs, nearly 9 runs ran over. And it's not easy to defend on that wicket. That's why they needed 250 plus. Definitely needed 250 plus.
I think Rahana said actually in the post-match that he's never seen the Wankhedi's pitch so green. So, you know, the question I was going to ask you is, do you think the intent from batsmen is because of kind of the way India are playing and that's kind of filtered down to the IPL, or is it a combination of that and the wickets that are being played, created?
Probably. It's probably a mix of both. I mean, the mentality is obviously there. I think a lot of these young Indian batsmen, if you look at like Abhishek Sharma and Ishan Kishan, they've learned from Rohit that, you know, what you have to go from ball one, because there's going to be so much, you know, competition for your place. And also that these teams have got very heavy batting lineups. You know, nowadays the kind of mentality for a lot of cricket teams is you got to bat till 8, you know? So, and especially if you've only got 20 overs, if you're not hitting, you know, the first 6, 7 balls for 13, 14 runs, you might as well just get yourself out, because you're not going to be much use to the team. You know, there's no point scoring 20 off of 15 or 30 off of 23. Back in the days, you know, when T20 was, you know, starting, you know, that was a respectable strike rate. You know, if you have 140, 150 strike rate, nowadays the strike rates are 200, 300 nearly. So you got to kind of hit out or get out. You know, basically that's what it's kind of like. And then again, like you said, the pitches and the way that these bats are made. I was watching Kevin Peterson podcast, so if you watch it, The Switch, really fun. Like they have like KL Rahul and like Rohit Sharma, and they were testing out bats with Yuvraj Singh over 100 years of cricket bats, and they were testing like some that probably would be a bit illegal in most cricket.
The mongoose,
especially like the mongoose. Yeah, there's some that have got like double materials like made of 2 different woods. And Yuvraj could just hit him for like 100 meters, you know. It wouldn't even have to be a hard ball. Like some difficult balls would go for 100 meters. So the bats are probably also having an impact. The pitches, like you said, Amit, they're a bit more kind of, you know, batting friendly, especially in India.
Shorter boundaries in Indian.
And the pitches,
most of the grounds are shorter boundaries in India.
Yeah, exactly. If you're playing the Gabba or somewhere in Australia, like, you know, when Kohli was hitting 6s against Pakistan, that stadium looked huge. That stadium looked like it was
the best stadium.
Well, yeah, it was a huge stadium, though, I can imagine. So it's probably a little bit of everything, Amit. But yeah, Rohit, what do you think about, you know, are we going to see just 200 scores every game?
That's it. I think that's the standard is set now. The tone is set. I think we're going to see 200 plus most of the games this year, unless maybe later down in the tournament when pitches go slower, maybe then we're going to see probably 170 odd score or 180 or 160 odd score, because pitches now been used more often. There are so many matches this year as well. So let's see what happens. I think still early days. At the moment, pitches are new and grounds are small. Maybe in Ahmedabad or other grounds where the boundaries are longer. So at the moment, the weekend been fantastic for batters, not for bowlers.
Rohit, what about the weather? Obviously, you know, it's going to get very hot. I mean, it's very hot at the moment.
It will get hot.
It's going to get hotter, you know, in the next few weeks. So will that have an effect on the pitches, or, you know, that, and obviously the overuse? Well, not overuse, but the use.
Yeah, I think it will have some effect. So dew might come in as well. It will get more effect. And then there will be some games will be day games. So it's going to be different ball game and during day games. So evening sometime for Duffy bowled as well. So it won't be possible in the day game. It will be so hot. Evening still a bit of moisture, bit of humidity. There could be like swing, but not in probably most in the day game when they start like 2 p.m. Like, oh. But then again, guys, they're getting good bucks for that. I'll play in that matches if they pay me that much.
I don't think
You know what I mean? So I'll play the matches. I won't
You
complain.
you can give drinks and spare bats to.
Yeah, exactly. I can do that. Buy me on
What
an
a boy.
auction, right?
Yeah.
20 crore
you'll be
rupees for drink.
You'll be the chaiwala or the ice chaiwala.
So before we wrap up, I just want to ask you a question. So obviously last year, Hardik kind of there's a big hoo-ha about how he came back to Mumbai and he captaincy, and there's alleged kind of tensions in the dressing room and divisions within the camp, and obviously the performance of Mumbai kind of reflected that. And I know it's only day one, well, match one. I mean, how did you both see kind of the dynamics of the Mumbai team and how they responded to Hardik?
Yeah, I mean, I thought it was okay. I think it was 2024 because I remember when it was the World Cup 2024 when we won against South Africa. Hardik was really emotional, and I know he was saying a lot in the post match, and a lot of interviews he did after India did win the T20 World Cup, how hard it was for him, how like it was affecting him mentally and physically, and
I think his
obviously,
personal life as well, Ajay, that time.
personal life.
Yeah,
A lot of that stuff, but that I think it was in that season, wasn't it? The 2024 one where there was the stripping of the captaincy from Rohit, and then it went to Hardik. And when you're playing with the likes of obviously Sky, who's your national team captain, and then you're playing under Rohit as well, who's who's been the
two
captain
strong
of Mumbai.
personalities.
You too, exactly. So I think Hardik. I mean, I saw a couple of clips in the game where Hardik was talking to Surya on the boundary line, and I think Surya wasn't fielding at the time. So I think there's good understanding, and I think they've probably moved past it now. Obviously, I think when you're winning games or you've got the clear aim. I think obviously with Mumbai Indians last season not making it to the final, they'll probably be kind of thinking to themselves, right? Rohit knows exactly what he's going to do. He's just focusing on his batting. Surya's focusing on his batting as well, and Hardik's going to be there just to focus on everything else with the man management, the team selection, or the general kind of overplay of the team. So I think Hardik is probably well liked, I'd say, because I think for the nation, I think a lot of people were angry at him and upset with the fact that he was captain of Mumbai Indians. But I think it's all dust, it's all kind of water under the bridge, yeah, like you can say. So I think
Guys,
that's fine.
They won the 2 World Cups in the meantime, so who cares?
Who cares? Yeah.
They were the same team. They won but Surya was the impact player as well. Yeah, Champions Trophy as well. Exactly. With Hardik there. So Surya was the impact player today. I was quite surprised to see him as an impact player. He didn't field. He wasn't on the field, so he was just an impact player. Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
That's what Rohit said last time, right? Rohit was an impact player most of the season last year. This year he said, no, I want to play. If you want me, I want to be an impact player. I want to be on the field. That's why they played Rohit today in the field, and then Surya was the impact player. So I think I've heard in the news that he said, no, I want to be an impact player. I don't want to sit there for 20 hours and then come on for bat. No, I want to be involved in the game right from the start. Then I'll be performing better. I can't just sit there and come here for bad. That's it. It's not me, he said. So I think that's why Rohit was there on the field. Actually, he fielded well.
No, he missed a catch though. Did he miss a catch on the boundary?
Catch, yeah.
It was quite an easy catch as well.
Even Virat missed a catch. Virat catch was easier as well. Yeah.
First game, isn't it?
Both of them had exactly same kind of moments in the first opening IPL.
Control C, Control V.
Roko's back. Yeah, copy and paste.
It's good to see them back. I mean, again, I suppose Rohit, he's not, as in Rohit Sharma, he's not. He probably wants to keep his match sharpness. I know, obviously, he's not retired. He's only playing in the blue for India in the 50-over game, but just having that match intensity, at that high intensity, I think he just wants
some
to
players
have that
need
match
that
experience.
Yeah.
It's again, I know it's only 20 overs versus 50, but it's better than nothing, as you said. So I think that's quite sensible for him. And again, India need a sharp and fully aligned Roko to be able to kind of bring the next trophy home as well.
Definitely.
Good. So it's a good start. So our team, Kings Punjab, are playing on Tuesday. So let's hope it's a win.
Punjab.
Yeah, New Chandigarh as well. It's going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
Arshdeep's been doing his reels on Instagram with some Dhurunder Ari singing, I think.
That's fantastic. I just watched that. Have you boys watched that second one yet?
Yeah, I watched it. I watched it the other day. Yeah.
I watched it. I need to watch it. Yeah, I heard it's meant to be good. 4 hours though. I mean, that's probably longer than the T20.
I didn't feel it. They go fast. I didn't feel it. I didn't feel 4 hours.
Think about it.
Luckily, there's an interval.
It's either that or a T20 game. It's the same
That's
time,
what I'm saying.
4 hours.
It's the same
Exactly
time.
the same. Exactly the same. All right then, boys.
There
Good
you
to be back. Well, thanks for listening, guys, and please do like, subscribe, and follow. And we look forward to the next episode, and hopefully we'll be celebrating a Kings Punjab win.
Jack there, man.
Ari. We're gonna win it.